he was pastor of that church up there, Fort Smith,
Well,
for a number of years, I think.
tell them about the time something they hadn't heard about you driving somebody's car when they almost got away from you. Then you say
No, that was my dad.
Oh, your dad learned. You were learning.
He
to
was
drive?
trying to learn to drive a car.
He was. I thought.
I forgot where we lived.
How old was he?
I don't know that.
My grandfather never drove, to my knowledge.
But he tried to learn, Linda. But he jumped the ditch, and he never tried anymore.
To drive?
Oh, that's funny.
Pardon?
He never tried to drive anymore?
No.
But I thought you said you tried to drive into the tree right in the middle of the road. With a fork in the road, and you hit the tree when you were driving.
That was when you were in the car with Ed.
That was off of Lawrence Road where we lived. There's a 2-story house. And not too far from Laurel Baptist Church.
It was a good ways from the Gazaway Mansion, wasn't it?
Oh, yeah.
So,
And so, what was I saying?
Well, you were saying
so you jumped the ditch. Did he clear it?
Oh, I was learning
to drive.
Learning to drive the car.
Whose car was it?
Gertie was in the car with me.
Okay.
Did Gertie have a license?
I think my brother
Car.
had given us a car.
Uh-huh.
I think it's a Chevrolet.
Okay.
And so anyway, I was driving up the street from Lawrence Road to, I guess it's Carolina Avenue.
Okay.
And there was a tree, and I was making a turn. I ran into the tree, and Gertie hit the top of the car. It didn't hurt anybody, but it did.
What do you mean she hit the top of her head hit?
She went up.
But I mean, what do you mean?
The wreck made her.
Just, I mean, straight up?
Off her
They
seat.
didn't have seat belts or airbags.
No.
So, I mean,
Then everything.
so I mean, her whole body go up?
Yeah.
Well, no, just
No,
her
to
head.
hit her head, but it didn't.
Just her
I
head.
got her.
Her neck stretched out to hit the roof.
But it didn't keep me from learning to drive.
Oh, good. That's a good thing.
I was a pretty good driver.
I was going to say,
Well,
you used to say, what would she say, that she's the best?
She's one of the best
One of the best
drivers.
drivers that she thought she would be classified.
Remember, Mama, when you used to take Jason, Julie, and myself over to Coronado in San Diego, when you'd take us to the beach?
In the Black Park?
Across the bridge.
Yeah, I
In the
remember.
Black Buick.
I remember that.
Mm-hmm.
Do you feel, looking back, do you feel like that was probably kind of dangerous, or?
No, I was a good driver then.
Well, I mean, but that was about the time you gave it up, I thought.
No, we
No,
love
I didn't never give it up.
We didn't know that.
No, but I mean, I thought you kind of quit driving.
Oh, no.
you-
Now, after that, I didn't quit driving.
You mean, so you?
I continued to learn to drive a car.
But you drove in Alabama?
She lost weight, said it didn't look
Well, that's where we.
Alabama?
That's where we moved.
No.
After.
Well, I had just given up.
Well, that's what I
hadn't
mean.
I hadn't
She
given
drove in
up.
California.
I just didn't have
She
a car.
drove in California. She never got her Alabama
I guess
license.
what I'm saying is, Mama, at some point.
She had to take the test because her license wasn't valid.
That's right.
Well, I'm just saying, at some point, you did kind of give it up. I mean, because you quit driving.
I did. I did. I didn't mean to give it up, but I did. It just worked out that way. I didn't. Because they were the last
there
car
any-
I had. It was in
A Ford.
California.
She drove like you
Oh,
had
when
the
you
stomach,
drove?
her stomach, when
Yeah.
she drove,
You know, I had a car
she
for a
gets
while.
the stomach, she
You
gets
drove
close,
the
you know,
Ford
I guess
Chevrolet.
I drove
she gets
your
so
car.
far that her legs had to be just
Well, you drove. Yeah, you drove our car. It was a Buick.
far up close up. She said
Mama,
she drove, and all she
Did you feel like
hit the brake and
when you would drive us that did you enjoy driving?
Yeah, I did.
Well, why? What made you just
I had no
stop?
problem.
What made you just stop?
Well, I did. I lost Floyd in death.
No, driving.
I know. I'm getting on to that. Wait a minute. So then after I lost him, I went to live with your parents. And I didn't have a car of my own. But I did drive their car for a little while.
Yeah.
Until it came time for me to get my license
Yeah.
renewed. Well, I didn't want to go into what I'd have to. And that's
you'd had to stand the driving test because you had cut your
Yeah.
picture off your California driver's license.
I
That was
did.
the problem.
You didn't
Yeah.
like your picture.
I
You
don't know
said-
why I did that.
Well, you said that it had taken when you weighed a little more, and you said it didn't look like
You
you, so
cut
you
it
just
out.
cut it off.
I did.
But hopefully, good thing you never were stopped for a burnout tail light or turn say more times.
She could have sweet talked him out of it.
So this is really me without the people.
Oh, I'm tired.
Well, Mother, did you
Well.
ever have a wreck other than that time that Gertie, that you went into the car?
No,
Never any
Never
other
did.
wrecks? Okay.
Or you ever?
I did run in. I parked in that parking lot on East North Street before you get to Main. You know where it was. Well, I did kind of side swap a car.
Oh.
What do you mean?
Parking.
What do you
I
mean?
parked.
What do you mean, kinda?
When you was parking.
Did you make contact?
I forgot whether I had
You were pulling in a parking space.
right,
Just kind of,
but I forgot whether I had a conversation with the driver
or you just
that had parked.
May not have done any damage.
Yeah,
in other words.
that's
Hmm.
right.
Okay.
just kind of side swapping the
That's
money.
all that I ever
Yeah.
did.
Mama, here's another question.
I drive on the interstate.
Yeah.
Between
Yeah.
between you and Gertie,
Yeah.
if you were to pick yourself or Gertie, who would you say between the two of you would be more cultured?
More cultured.
Yeah,
Well, I don't know if there's any difference.
or more. I guess more
More experience.
more experienced, or I don't know. Just more kind of uppity.
Might be me.
You run in higher social service. You've been in New York City, baby.
Well-
I think that,
Mama, I didn't want to say the word classy because I'm looking for another word.
I know.
But I mean, what?
She's been
do you-
in Los Angeles,
if-
San Francisco.
Why
She's
would
been all over
now?
the
Why
world.
would
Also,
why,
yeah.
why would you
You've
say
been
you
everywhere.
might be more
She's
uppity?
been
I mean, why would you say that?
Breathe that mountain.
Well, it wouldn't. It probably, if I was that way, it would be natural. Be a natural me.
Okay.
And Gertie, I know her personality.
Kind of, she puts on an act. You mean yours would be more natural?
No, I think if anybody was going to
Be more high society.
maybe make people think that somebody they're not, it would be Gertie and not me.
Well, that's what I mean.
Really?
Putting on an act. Kind of putting on an act.
But I don't think she'd even do that. I mean,
No. I don't really see
not me,
that.
right.
but all of our sisters really got along.
That's right.
We and our brother. We never
Yeah.
had any. I never had any problems with any of them.
Even Ruth.
Right?
Um,
That's right.
Right.
if outside of yourself, if
Put that thing down.
well, last question. Outside of yourself, of the other sisters, who do you think Dan Rather would have been more likely to get along with, to like?
Me.
No, I mean outside of yourself.
Oh,
Gertie?
If it wasn't you.
Or Ruth.
If it wasn't you, I
I
mean,
think all of them.
but you would say, but yourself, you would say first.
No, I wouldn't say we were all. I don't know. I don't know if you'd say we were alike, but we just got along so good, you know, and loved
Yeah.
each other.
You never did fight over the same man.
Never did have a fight over anything.
Mm.
Well, how did Gertie meet Ed?
Now, I think Gertie
Ran
and
around.
her family maybe had some kind of disagreement with Howard Ruth
Okay.
when they were younger. But that's all the problem we ever had, in fact.
Right.
Yeah.
Did y'all never try to go after the same guy, have the same
Never,
boyfriend, and be
never.
fighting over a boyfriend?
Never.
Okay.
What if Gertie had taken a
I
liking?
don't think we would have wanted the same boyfriend.
Right.
What
Probably
if,
not.
what if Gertie wanted Dan rather?
Well, now, I don't know about that. I might have
Have to
Y'all
fight
have a
over
problem.
it? You have to fight her over it?
Oh, I don't think
Dan
that's going to
Rather.
happen.
Oh, okay.
You know him?
I know him. Yeah, well, not personally, but
The-
You know him?
Mama,
of him.
Mama, tell,
Not personally.
Did you watch him on TV when he was on the news?
I used to watch him out.
Did you?
Mama,
Well, he tells me he's in love with me.
Mama,
And I'm his first love.
Mama.
And that he loves me better than any.
You're his first love. You mean he's never loved the woman he's been married to all those years?
Well, I don't know.
Not
I
the way
don't
he
know if
loves
he said
you.
first love.
He loves you in a different way, I bet.
Yeah.
He's in love with you now. That's what you mean.
Well, Mama,
That he's still
but
Still in love?
he's in love.
But
I
he-
love him too.
Mama, that's a married man. But don't you think there's something morally or religiously
Well,
wrong?
I'm not sure about that. I prayed about it, and I want the Lord's will to be done.
Oh, okay.
And that's what He wants too.
Dan,
Dan
or the
does
Lord?
too.
I don't think He wants to. He tells me that he doesn't. That they just don't. That they haven't loved. You know, been like a husband and wife for a long time.
When you mean like
But
a
they
husband and
still-
wife,
they still
what
live
does that
together?
mean? You mean
Well, I put it like
you
that.
put two
Well,
and two together?
Mama, would you say if between you and Dan's wife, I mean, who do you think he would be more likely to be attracted to physically?
Me, rather than his wife.
Physically?
Yeah,
What about mentally?
Most of that.
I still think.
Yeah.
She's a better cook.
Yeah.
Because his wife doesn't cook very good, does she?
What?
His wife doesn't cook very good, does she?
One more
I
minute.
don't think she
Yeah,
cooks
but
all
they
they have
say,
cook.
and if you elope
But he
with him,
tells me she doesn't cook the kind of meals that he likes.
well, what are you gonna y'all do if you do or should happen to elope with him? Are y'all gonna just eat out, or are you gonna go back
I
to
doubt if
cooking?
we're gonna love. I don't think he doesn't believe
Divorce.
Divorce.
in divorce. And I don't really for myself,
Right.
even though I'm proud that Linda's got you as a husband.
Okay, well, thank you.
And
Let's
that's
don't
the way
get
I
into
feel.
that. Let's don't get into
Yeah.
that.
Let's have the birthday.
Yeah, right now, it's last birthday cake.
Thalia, you put on a great interview. She elaborates more than any other person. I know he does a great job of making
Well,
everything
I
so
knew she
interesting.
would. I was gonna say, was it? Well, let me ask this.
That was just a few questions.
Julie, do you, anybody, Ashley, Linda, y'all have a question for Thalia you'd like to ask her before we conclude the interview here tonight on her memorial of her significant birthday that we're getting ready to slice the cake for?
If you could give one bit of advice for Savannah,
That's good.
what would you like to say?
Well, I'd like to say when she gets of age that the Lord is speaking to her, that she'll come to know Jesus as a Savior. That's my
That would be the most
Right,
important.
girl.
That's good.
That's good.
Well, this has been a pleasure on the Today Show. We thank you, and we'll look forward to seeing you again sometime.
You did good.
Well, that's, yeah.